to WGS Studio Talks. My name is Alexa Oliva, and today I have a very interesting guest. But it's really hitting home because home for us, one of our homes is in Hallandale Beach, and I have here the amazing, the beautiful, the spectacular Mayor Joy Cooper. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for having me here today. And you're far too kind. But I always joke if somebody says I look good, I have my parents to thank for that. So thank you. And it's
Yeah,
really
but
nice
you
to
know,
be here.
as a girl, there are things that you can do to enhance your beauty and make it pleasurable for people that are looking at you. And
Thank
you're
you.
hitting the points.
All right, all right. Well, I guess at my age, I can say I guess I learned from Cosmopolitan magazine how to do that.
You know what? Some people ask me, "Where'd you get your fashion sense?" And I'm like, "Magazines."
Yeah,
That's it. That's the trick.
One of six kids. You know, we had to. I grew up in Levittown, Pennsylvania. One of six kids. My dad was a World War II vet. My mom, worked nights, and we used to get hollered at. We only had a few minutes in front of the mirror, but she was taught if you spend too much in front of the mirror, that means you're vain. So I had to sit with a magazine and watch how they did it. So,
You know, I left this morning from my home, and I was like walking out, and I'm like, I was in such a rush that I didn't even look in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God, like, am I okay?
You
I was
look
like, where's their
beautiful.
mirror now? And I didn't get to enjoy the mirror today.
well, you have a beautiful personality, and it shines through in your beautiful looks as well.
Thank you. So I know you have 3 children,
Yes.
and you're a grandma to twins.
Yes, and I have my daughter Jamie. She has a son that's 15, going to be 16. Very, very proud, Justin Cassini. I have a daughter, Alana Moreno, who married a wonderful young man. They knew each other since they've been 17. He's a transplant from Panama, New York, and to here. That's how they met, and they have twins. My daughter is amazing. She's actually in nursing school now, but she is a personal trainer and had twin babies, and I just give her such kudos. Any mom that's raising twins and going through what she has to go to, it's double trouble, but twins are a challenge, and now that they're older, they play off each other, and she's learning the ropes, so they're growing up beautifully. She grew up here. And Jamie and I moved here from Pennsylvania, my husband and I, in 91. I was pregnant with my son, Matt. Jamie was 4, and Jamie was 16, and Alana was 4. They moved to Tampa. So I miss them. So the grandmom part is kind of hard. My son, Matt Cooper, he's an attorney. He practices at Fairfield and Woods. He grew up here. He went to University of Denver, came back, went to Nova Law School for a year, and then went back to his alma mater in Denver. And he lives and is married, Christina Romera, and they just had a baby. We just turned 1. So my kids at least have my daughter Jamie here and Justin. But my 2 kids, one's on the West Coast and the other one's in Denver. So,
Wow,
but
that's
I
so
enjoy.
far.
Yeah, they're growing up, and like any mother, if you're a mother, and you just want them to be happy, successful, and healthy in this day and age. So, yeah. So, and all during that, I was a mayor and for 24 years, raising kids and doing my thing.
What made you decide to get into politics?
Well, my story is unique. It's funny. When I was younger in high school, I was the president of the chorus and, drama club and the French club. So I always dabbled in wanting to lead only because I wanted to change things or help people and do something that I love. So I went to school, college. I worked for the state of New Jersey, I got my associate's degree. My husband's an orthopedic surgeon, and I left the state to help him open up his practice. And I always was in business. We ended up moving here in 1991 because I love Florida. I wanted to finish my degree in Florida Atlantic University, but, fell in love, married my husband, and helped him in his career. When I moved here, he was commuting up north, back and forth. I had kids. And I ended up moving to Hallandale Beach. And Hallandale Beach has certainly changed. It's always been a lovely town. We like it because we're boaters. We have a boat in our backyard and very blessed. But it was kind of the sleepy town that like everybody came to visit their grandparents. And I say that lovingly now because now my kids come here to visit me to get out of the freezing cold Denver or, just visit home. So everybody go, you moved to Hallandale? And I said, yes, I love it. We're right smack. Hallandale Beach is unique. And I'm going to put my mayor's hat on. Very unique. We're smack dab in the middle of both airports, right?
Yes.
We have access to a beautiful beach. And I like to say we have a residential beach and it's nice. Certainly we have a beautiful South Beach Park and we have a North Beach Park, which is also itself is unique. But we had such potential as a city to grow both economically, but also it needed to be healed. The city being older and growing up north, I never faced what they call or dub the other side of the tracks. And we very socially diverse. Our high school speaks 90 languages. We have a diverse housing stock, either single family home to all the way to the beach. We have 2,000 ocean. I believe in even here in your business home, we've hit the mark of over 1,000 square foot residential. I think we're almost tapping 1,200 square feet. But I came here and I wanted to change it. I wanted to make it better. And I didn't have to work full time. I had kids, had a home, and I started volunteering and getting involved in politics. At the time, there was a woman mayor, and I think, you talked about being a woman. I went, they had converted trash pickup to 1 day a week. And I was like, what? And it's kind of a little weird, but I said, I have two kids in diapers. I'm doing like all this stuff. You can't do this. So I showed up in City Hall, and I was embraced by the woman mayor. God rest her soul. She was a wonderful leader herself. Her name was Mayor Yuta Steinberg. She ran a publishing firm up in Chicago, and she retired here herself over in Three Islands, which is another great neighborhood. And she encouraged me to get involved. She goes, I want you to get involved. There's a safe neighborhood district where you live. I'd like you to serve on the safe neighborhood district. So that's where it started. And I always believe in service. That's how I was raised. My father was a public service chief of chemist for the state of New Jersey for 30 years. So I guess it was in my blood. And that's how my career started. I ran for office, went door to door, and knocked on the door, and
all the canvassing,
sporting, and got to know the city.
So you understand from the beginning to the end, and working with the communities and the volunteers, and the politicians and all those legal things that you need to know. Like we've been having conversation, for a little bit, and you really understand the dynamics of what goes on in a city. I've been like astonished at your knowledge.
Thank you.
You understand from real estate to the education to the garbage, all that stuff that makes a city grow and function. You really understand that stuff. But yet your heart is grounded.
Thank you for that. I've learned a lot. The way I was raised, the culture I was raised in. And, I like to say I have an orthopedic surgeon as a husband, but I really have worked since I've been 12 years old. So I know what it means that, being a kid, not being able to have, what was it back then? My bell bottoms that I wanted, I had to work. So I've always babysat. I've worked in retail since I've been 15. Back then you could work as 15. I was recruited, J.C. Penney's hired me. Then I was recruited into a jewelry store. So, work ethic's important, but I really love service to the point going back to like understanding the culture in South Florida. It was the Bible Belt. The schools were still segregated in 1970. I mean, I graduated high school in 1978. I never witnessed anything like this. And I never witnessed the poverty and the homes that needed fixed, the roads that needed fixed. So if I have to make a decision, I'm the kind of person that I'm going to read and educate myself. So I've learned a tremendous amount about a lot of things. I'm not a
And,
specialist.
and it
I'm not a
shows,
specialist, like
having conversations
like
with
my
you, you can
husband's an
tell.
orthopedic surgeon, so I'm a generalist. So, and I'm blessed to do something that I really, really enjoy. I learn every day, and I can help people. I can help the schools.
You could spread the joy. Well, speaking about spreading the joy, I know
right.
something's going on in the city.
Okay.
Can you tell me about some of the fun stuff that's going on?
There's a couple really good things. The one that we had talked about earlier today, that's really coming up February 10th, is a community field day and resource fair that's taking place. But I think it's also very timely that I share the story behind this event, because it's telling in the times. Obviously, Florida, we've seen and witnessed a lot of gun violence, sadly. It's been there, but now it's found its way into the younger hands of our community. Just recently, young man, a lot of it had gone before, and a lot of it's gang related. There was a shooting in Hollywood. There's been shootings in Dania. There's a pocket of resurgence of gang violence, but now because of such the sadness of access to guns, it's not the kids fighting in the street. It's not like even a knife, it's guns. So we started to see a rash of shootings. So we've invested tremendously in our police force. Sadly, like 5 years ago when I was back on the dais, we were down over 20 police officers. That's a disgrace. We've really focused on investing in our police force. We focused on the technology, license plate readers, a mechanism called Shot Spotter. It actually can pinpoint where a gunshot went off. So our police, our response times, very proud. We just did an audit even of our police department. Our response times have been found to be the quickest in the nation. But we still couldn't get to individuals sharing what they knew about crime. A young man, the very first football game, his mom let him go to, a 16-year-old young man, Marcus Impert, went with one of his friends to a football game, and his friend driving home, he was shot. Marcus was. The target was a young man in the car. That was it for me, and I still get chills talking about it. And I said, we have to do something different. We have to. We have to go reach our residents differently. Our police force went door to door, because people sadly are living in fear too.
Yeah.
And the other side of the coin is, yes, it might be your son. It might be your neighbor's son. It might be your nephew. So there's this fear and understanding that you don't want to rat somebody out. But if we don't get information, obviously they're ongoing investigations. So I want to make that clear. And I keep telling people, we'll continue to investigate. We'll continue to get subpoenas. We'll continue to do those things. But if we don't really have eyewitness accounts, or the people that are involved are really afraid of retaliation, we need to get the word out about Marcus, about the other shootings. And we ended up, I said, let's do a resource fair. Let's bring all the resources from the county. Let's bring all these resources, the DEA, the state attorney. Let's bring them all together. But it ties into, we're doing the resource fair. That was kind of my thing that I wanted to get out. And things happen for a reason. We were approached, sadly, an NFL player. His name is Alex Collins. His nickname's Alex Buddha Collins. Grew up. His first football was in our police athletic league. And then he was recruited to Plantation High, and he was recruited to the Vikings. So sadly, he was struck by a car on a motorcycle and was killed. So his mom came and said, I want to do something with Pal. I'd like to do a field day. So I said, wow, let's tie all this in together. Let's bring a day of healing. Let's bring in a day of prayer, of recognition of Marcus, and then let's have the kids come out, have police. We have 18 police volunteers. We also we'll have police there to do a field day with the kids. They're going to do sports activities. They're doing a kickball tournament with the police officers. They're going to do tug of wars, but we're going to give awards for the kids for competition. So while the kids are doing that, the parents can come in and see the resources we have. People even around the city, even our seniors, find out about our senior programs, find out from the tax appraiser about tax deferment. A lot of people in our condominiums are struggling. They can't make ends meet. There's programs that even our CRA has that can help people. So we're really tying this together in a bow on February 10th. It is a free event. It's the day before Super Bowl. So we're kind of tying it into a Super Bowl party. We're going to have free hot dogs, sodas, and snacks, while they last. And the kids can come out and play, have a good time. We're going to have a DJ. And, so that's kind of the event. And when you invited me to do podcasting, we've been kind of with my schedule having a hard time to come out. I said, let's do it. Let's do this. So we're doing that event. We have an event coming up on the 27th of this month. We call it Food and Groove, but it's tied to the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. And they've been doing this in partnership with our community redevelopment agency. We give a free table and actually pay for staffing for all our local restaurants. So they come out and we meet at Pegasus Park here at the beautiful Gulfstream Park. I like to say we're home to 2 casinos. They just had the Pegasus this weekend. That's an international horse race. We do it at Pegasus, and I'm going to give a surprise away a little bit, but this year, obviously, we always have entertainment going with the new technology. We're going to have a drone light show for our guests.
That sounds amazing.
We tie it in, and people buy tickets. And what it does, and this event as well, we raise funds. That event, Food and Groove, of course, raises funds for FIU Hospitality. They partner with us, and they also donate some proceeds to our Police Athletic League. So those 2 events are happening this year, and obviously we do a lot of events in the city, and we encourage people to sign up on our website, www.cohb.org, and we encourage them. They'll get network on what our events are. Police Athletic League, we do soccer now. They're starting, I learned something new, flag football. Boys and girls, it's going to be an Olympic sport, so we're out there doing that. But we also have athletics with activities. Police Activity League is really the name now. PAL is always, police and athletes together, getting kids off the street, playing basketball and stuff like that.
Which is so needed.
Yeah, they're doing activities now. I did a cooking class 2 months ago before Thanksgiving. I'm going to do another Taco Tuesday with the kids in
And all
Foster
these
Park.
are spread out throughout the city?
Right.
And
Well,
is it mostly in parks?
Yeah,
or?
well, it's 4.4 square miles, our city. We're pretty, we're compact, but we have 40,000 people in 4.4 square miles. So anybody that wants to do business here, I encourage them to reach out to our CRA. We have grant programs. We have loan programs. We're actually key focused on Dixie Highway. We have District 8. It used to be our fashion and art district. Mayors like to share ideas, and we like to, what we call, I hate to use the word plagiarize, but we get those ideas. And I said, we can do this here in Hallandale Beach. So we've opened some new restaurants, and we're focused on that. So we want to really be arts and entertainment. And that's why we did the Food and Groove. We do Freebie. If you live in Beach Club, you can link on Freebie. They'll pick you up and take you to the restaurants.
Are they already functioning here in Hallandale
Freebie
Beach?
is here. We don't do
because I saw they were in the main part.
Yeah,
but,
we don't do the whole city yet. But that was kind of what a kickoff was with them, to get people to District 8. We want people to imbibe, responsibly and visit our restaurants. So that's all community redevelopment. And certainly we have some wonderful, wonderful developments, brand new developments that could be a whole conversation in itself. Atlantic Village, surely on Federal Highway, that whole area, if you haven't been there, has been redone. West Beach Boulevard, that was one of my goals, talking about the city didn't stop at the tracks. It goes to 95, and we have wonderful, wonderful restaurants and developments there. We have amazing affordable housing opportunities that
And
are
all this can be
popping up
found on the city website.
City website, yeah. It's Again, www.cohb.org. Obviously, I have my own website, mayorjoycooper.com. People laugh. I love giving out my cell phone number. I love the computer. I know it's necessary to do the Facebook. You can visit my Facebook page, all that. But I like people just to call me or text me because I can get it done fast. And it was always taught, and I guess it's the saleswoman in me, and my dad always taught me the lesson. No matter what, call people back.
Yes.
Even if you're busy.
Can
Even
we
if
teach
it's at
this
5
to the
o'clock.
business community
Wait,
everywhere?
Sure. Well, no. I in part, now that I like to say, I'm not older, but I'm kind of getting better. But I want to impart some of the lessons learned in business. And back then, we had a phone. That's what we had. Always call people back. Joy, no matter what you do, if somebody calls you, take the message. And even if it's 5 o'clock, the end of the day, say, listen, I'm really sorry. I did want you to know that I got your message. You might not be able to talk now. And obviously I'm, leaving the office. I will absolutely call you back tomorrow. And I treat every resident that way. I treat every business partner that way. And I think, I went back to I wanted to do a resource fair, and sadly the gun violence, we, had a meeting, and I didn't go to the press with this yet. I called the task force for gun violence and gang violence right before the holidays. Our first meeting was with the mayors of Hollywood, West Park, Pembroke Park, myself, all our chiefs, and the principals of those schools to say, what can we do? And I don't want to get upset about, we had a wonderful principal at our high school, Carlton Campbell, who left. And, he made that school an A. Mark Howard, we have a wonderful principal there now at our high school. He sat at the table and said, we need to go back to old school. We need to go back to community events. We need to go back to the old crime watch where we had a block party and just invited out people to have a hot dog or a hamburger, meet the police, meet their neighbors. And I think, I hate to say it's PTSD, like the shock of COVID, but I think the technology is great, and I think it's wonderful, but I still think people are still kind of, and guilty as charged me, we need to go back and realize we're a community. We're one community.
Yes.
That's my motto, this re-election campaign. One city, been one city, serve one city for everybody. But he sadly died. So one of my other missions is getting that task force, keeping them going, and working directly with the schools, school boards. I testify at the school boards, and they are mayors do care, but that's not our lane, but it is, because they're raising our kids. And if we don't tie all these organizations, business partners, the community, the city, our services all together, we're not going to help people. Our seniors, we're wonderful. We've always paid and kept a senior program at our Hepburn Center. They'll pick a senior up and take them to the center for the day. That's awesome. Joke, I call it the love boat, like a cruise, because they get a breakfast or a lunch. They go on tours. They go on a trip. They went to Naples, and, they have people come in and give them lectures about health. But I don't want to also forget, we were the first city for Memorial Hospital. As you can see on the top of the flyer, it says one city. Memorial is doing outreach. They are a presenting sponsor. They've really helped us cover the costs of this event, and our other sponsors, of course, below. But the health and well-being of the city is critically important. So they're actually doing this process. They were in our city twice a week for free health care, free health check exams, mental health, family health, pediatrics. They did it twice a week, and they've done a demographic survey of the city and the needs. So this tied into their event. We want people to learn about their health, come out to the health fair. Walgreens, they're going to have a booth there as well, doing blood pressure tests. But that for the next 2 years is our goal. We need to make people healthier. We need them to start getting out. We need to, address the number one killers, heart disease and diabetes. Yeah. And it's rampant in the community.
Nowadays, I feel like people rather stay home and watch TV or be on the internet than to go support a community and get to know your neighbors.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and we need to change that mentality. And I
Yes.
think that, yes, you need to come back and help us change that mentality for
Right.
everybody
Right.
in our community
Right.
and our surrounding communities.
Yeah. So come out. If you're new to the community, we have services from cradle to, the rocking chair, I like to say. Find out about them. We want to help you get that need you have, but please visit our parks. We have, you're lucky too. I joke today, we have the ocean. We have a beautiful South Beach Park. Come here, come visit, take a walk on the ocean, go to 3 islands. We have 2 beautiful dog parks, one in Golden Isles. We have SMAT Tennis. They're actually training the next level with it's called Limitless. They're training the next pros. You can go even walk to our park, even if you don't play tennis, and see some of the young pros playing tennis. We have pickleball. We have all our parks. We have partnership with the Y. We have beautiful swim. If you don't need the Y, we have BF James Park, going back to making the city whole. There was years ago a pool was closed down there, and the pools were segregated. That was, the African American pool, and that was the white pool.
Oh my
Now
gosh.
we have another pool. It's a walk-in pool. If you're handicapped, if you don't swim, we have swim lessons.
And now we have a media center right here in
I
Hallandale on the
know, right
beach.
here. When I came here today, I went, wow. This meeting facility, obviously I mentioned you want to have an event here and support your venue. I joke with you, maybe I'll sneak upstairs, and when you close, I can just camp out under the stars here on your
All you gotta
wonderful
do is call
deck.
me, Alexa, I need the beach. And Alexa says, sure, man, no
Yes,
problem.
Yes. So, and the message is we're open for business.
Yes,
so
we are.
We are open for business. You can do a lot of stuff online, but we have great development opportunities. If you want to do an affordable housing project, whether it's even convert your house, call me 95. And I didn't tell you my number before. I
Yes.
almost forgot. My cell phone number is 954-632-5700.
That's right. And it's
954-632-5700. Remember my name. I laugh too. Joy Cooper at AOL.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to show how old I am now.
That's old school stuff right there. Well, Mayor, thank you so much for taking your time to come out here.
Right.
It's definitely been a pleasure speaking with you and getting to know you and all the exciting things that we have coming
Yeah.
up in the city of Hallandale Beach. It's fantastic. I'm new to the city, and I'm seeing all the beautiful things, the communication, the care, the people. Just fabulous. Thank you
Yep.
for the great job that you guys are
Thank
doing
you,
here.
Alexis, as well. Fabulous. I'll come back sometime and talk about development a little bit, because I
Let's
think
do
the
it. Let's do it.
the investors and people
I will
like to
definitely
do
call
that.
you and bring you back for that.
All right,
Because
great.
that is an important topic down here that people from all over the world want to know what's going on down here in South Florida.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. There's going to be more on Mayor Joy Cooper. My name is Alexa, and this has been WGS Studio Talks, who to know and where to go. And remember to live in love.